Curator, I invite first one, panel member, Professor Dr. Curator, sir, welcome sir. Next one, Mr. Bhupesh Nagaraj, sir, welcome sir. And next one, Dr. Dev P. Chaudhary, sir, please welcome sir. And Professor Farhan Nazim, welcome. And apart from that, one more new, that is for the Steve Chairman. Thank you, welcome. So the challenges of education sector, this is a panel discussion we are going to discuss. Because in our world, that is educational conference, we have a plan to view for the solution for the education and education related. So that's the reason only we have the connector for the panel discussion. So in this we have the challenges in education sector. Because after the COVID-19, we have faced a different type of the problem in this education. So that's the reason only we are going to discuss about is the challenges in education sector. So we have starting from the questions from the left to right, one by one. And we have the starting from as per this panel member, first one, Professor Dr. Curator, sir. I will start with this. First one, sir. What are the primary challenges faced by the education sector today? Please explain about this one.
Thank you again for inviting me to this panel. So the challenges, according to me, the quality of education. If you see all over the world, more than 100,000 universities are there. Universities are offering different courses. For example, engineering, Bachelor of Engineering, offered by one university is completely different from the Bachelor of Engineering offered by another university. In Dubai, for example, there are more than 30 international branch campuses are available. The quality of education offered by top 1% university is completely different from the quality of education. I don't want to take any names of the university. It's completely different. The syllabus, course structure, what is followed in 30 years before, the same thing is being followed now in some of the universities. Particularly after COVID, you mentioned there are a lot of automations have happened. Today, by simply sitting here in Dubai, you can access your labs in Australia. That's what we are doing in our university. So that much technology has come. By simply sitting here, you can operate your machinery in America, anywhere in the world. That's all possible. So the quality of education is the first setback. And economic constraints. Rich people, rich students will have access to go to the good universities or access to get good certification courses, technologies, laptop, mobile phone, latest technology. Very easily they can do that. But that may not be possible for students in the poor people. And location. Location is also very important. The universities, colleges located in rural areas, for example, they will not have that much exposure as it is in urban settings. That may be another constraint. This is what I think.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Very nice presentation. Now, what are the trend we are going? Sir has mentioned clearly because now you know whenever this online education also we have started and LMS opportunity also we have. That's why the student is anywhere, any place, very easy to learn this our education without any disturbance. Same time we go to maintain for the quality. Thank you, sir. Next one for questions for our Dr. Dev Chaudhary, sir. So how was the COVID-19 pandemic impact in education sector and what long-term effect are we like to see?
You know, the COVID-19 has impacted the education sector tremendously because so many, places, colleges, schools closed down because of COVID, and a lot of the places learning was only possible through distance learning or maybe through online education. So it had a tremendous negative adverse effect. The only good thing that happened about the COVID in the education sector is that our IT sector became pretty strong. Because people had to study, they cannot do without the examination. So there are a lot of new softwares came in, and a lot of new digital platforms came in through which education was actually imparted throughout globally. So this is one of the silver lining of the effect of negative impact of the COVID. But when you talk about what is the future, it's not just about COVID. Don't look at it in terms of COVID. COVID may never happen again. The issue is that what happens if something like this happens again, something of this nature, which is totally unexpected. It is a viral, it has some medical issues. So if that happens, how do you actually cope with that? And that of course will depend in future, depending on the nature of the problem that we are actually having in future, and then we have to address that accordingly. But all the things that we have done this time to overcome the COVID problem will of course reappear when actually it happens, if it happens again. But so what I'm saying is that don't limit to COVID only. COVID may not occur again. But something of this nature, if it happens again, then how do you address the issues? So that is the issue.
Thank you. As we know that in the COVID period, only one field is not affected, that is, we know that is the education field. But before the COVID-19, what we have mentioned for our children and similarly for our friends, don't use more, that is network, similarly for the mobile phone and etc. But unfortunately, because of the COVID period, and we have to move for the, only one way, but only one positive we have, that is for the, very more positive, that is what we have, that is for the, without affecting this education. First 15 days only we have affected all over the world, and the next time that is online, that is education started, and all the classes going to this only for the online education. That is good for us. The 7 points are as mentioned. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Third question is for the movies, sir. So teacher training and professional development are often mentioned as the solution to some of these challenges. And how important are they, and what impact can they?
Yes. In my mother tongue, we used to say Mada Pida Guru Deva, meaning mother, father, teacher, then God. Because that's the culture we brought in. But unfortunately, very sorry to say, because I'm also sitting in the Atal Incubation Center at Anna University, which manages almost like 800 plus engineering colleges in Tamil Nadu, where 200,000 people, engineering graduates are coming out. So most of these engineering colleges, if you see professors or teachers, most of them doesn't have any industrial experiences so that they can update the students with the update what's happening in the world. So skilling the skill is very important. So teachers has to be trained. That is one point. Because what the education they got in the past never helps them to create innovative students of the future. So that's happening in Western countries, or maybe Curtin University kind of universities in developed countries. And developing countries faces that challenge of teaching professional experiences and updation. And now recently Indian government introduced one scheme called Professor by Practice. So that is a very attractive initiative by Government of India. Even I registered myself as a professor by practice. So professor by practice means industrial people who has experience in industries or professionals can go to the colleges, teach the students. The major challenge is everyone is getting graduated. Everyone is getting an engineering degree or science, everything. But they don't know what they really studied and what they really want to do in the society. So sometimes I used to go to colleges for lectures or seminars. The first question I ask is, particularly engineering colleges, I ask is, what guys you are going to do after your graduation? Everyone say, I become engineer. So what is engineer? They can't answer. So this is because I would say professor should also work in industry collaborations. Big universities doing that, but as I mentioned, 100,000 plus universities. So most of the universities should go, the professor should go as a professionals so that they can create real professionals. So skilling of skill is very much needed, and I would say this AA, the future of classroom teaching may extinct because of AA. Because now I have a company invested in Chennai, which is having a mother teacher app. This teacher will answer everything. Seriously, it's a AA booth. So what really teacher and professionals need is they should teach students what the world is expecting, what industry is expecting, what the government is expecting. So how they can create an impact on society, because really when they go out in the pyramid, they will be expert. These things should be taught to the students by the teachers. Those things will be taught by teachers when they know what is happening in the world. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So you mentioned a clear point about is the training is required for the professional, particularly for this academician. And as we know that is in each and every colleges and particularly at the university level, Yearly once we have conducted for the faculty development programming and the quality improvement programming also we have conducted. But even though it is not possible to export for the industrial level. So that's the reason only Sari has mentioned that when we have to, that is, improve similarly for the skill of skill. Yeah, that point is mentioned clearly. Is very point well taken, and we have to move for the next level. Similarly, for the implement for same one, our Indian government also going to implement for the national education policy. In the national education policy also, these are parts are mentioned. Everything will come. Inshallah, will in the next few years will come for the what we expect. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Next question we are moving for to our Professor Farha Nazri. This is now the question is clear. Technology has potential to address many educational challenges. Okay? So how can it is leveraged?
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum everyone. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Special thank to Dr. Salim and Dr. Syed. I'm always open for such a wonderful discussion. As it mentioned, what a strategy can be used and how does the technology have been changing education level. So as our sir mentioned that the latest technology what we are into is the AI technology. I mean it's a technology integrated in educational system. So the educational university should promote the skill-based programs. They should do the collaboration with the industrial skill-based so that the student should get the exposure. As well as the faculties who have been working inside should be trained with the STEM training. That is like science, engineering, technology and mathematics and the coding, programming, data, analytics. These exposures should be given as well as one of the major important thing is now is data privacy. Associate with all the latest technology, there is also a problem with the data privacy as well. So when the data is being given, so it is being utilized into different aspects and that has to upgrade it. And there are the different ways we can use the technology. That's how it can work. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. One more information here I would like to mention that is for the now the AI developed. So because of AI, we have a lot of the positive also we have. So what is the next step? That is, if any information, if you want, we can go to depend upon the ChatGPT or other things for the AI tools for that. So we are not developed our own. If for example, in the 15 years before, nobody using for the that is for calculator or everything is memory is based or calculation or multiplication based things. But now we are depends upon the calculator. So like that, we have moved for this our ChatGPT AI tools. So this is going to happen, but we have to avoid. Then only our that is self that is knowledge will be improved. That point also mentioned indirectly by our thank you. And next question is to Dr. Srivida ma'am. Ma'am, only one question we have, that is what strategy can be implemented to ensure that all the students have opportunity to learn?
Thank you so much, sir. Good morning and a warm welcome to one and all. Salam alaikum. Well, being in the education sector for over 30 years, and it's a very beloved question, very favorite question of mine. As we all know, education is the pathway to the future, is the passport to the future for those who created today. This is the key thing that we need to remember. So this day, this moment on this stage is very precious to me. I believe that it's going to be for you all too, as the takeaways from this floor is very key thing that we need to carry forward for moving forward. And the change, if you're thinking about changing something, and the change begins in self. It starts from self and it moves on to the community, from the community to the nation and to the country and to the globe. And that's how the process follows. So when we talk about the changes that we're going to think about in bringing in the education sector, the thing is that the future of the civilization is created in the walls of the classroom. I think everybody will agree with me. That's from John Richardson, definitely not mine. So what are the changes that we look for is that the key thing is that young generation, as I told you, as we have heard right from the morning about water, air, sustainability and everything, how much are we going to take it forward within us, to take it forward to the community through us as an angel of peace, as an angel, as a channel, such that we will be able to do it. This is what the thought process which is being there, the children should change. And as I come back to the education sector, the education does not happen definitely within the walls of the classroom. Education happens in every single situation of life. Today, if you're standing here on this stage, this is education. If you're talking about something else, if you're on the field, if you're on the PE, if you're in the sports field, if you're in the conference, every single moment is education, is an education that we need to carry forward. On that note, children should know to celebrate every single moment of their life so as to evolve as themselves first, such that they're able to take it forward to the community and then to the terrain. So this is a key thing that we need to look into. When we talk about augmented reality, when we talk about sustainability education, all these are external factors that we are looking into. How far is it going to bring the change in you so that you become involved in it and you take the responsibility of your own learning such that you idealize it and you take it forward. To conclude with on a simple note, where there is righteousness in the heart, there is harmony at home. When there is harmony at home, there is peace in the nation. When there is peace in the nation, there is going to be order in the world. That's what the 5 P's of sustainability all talks about, that we are here to: people, planet, partnership, and peace, and also proficiency. When we talk about all these 5 P's, and it's end of the day to conclude it, being in gratitude for each and everything. As Doctor was starting with Guru's quote, that we should be in gratitude with the Almighty for giving us an opportunity. Every single life experience is an opportunity. If the opportunity is not coming to you, go create it, because destiny is a beautiful tapestry that is coming on layer by layer, thread by thread. You have to create it. Opportunities will not come to you. You have to go create your own opportunity. You have to take the responsibility of your own learning, create it and do it. In that case, even the teaching learning strategies that we are talking about, external factors that we are talking about, AI, augmented reality, all these things, how well the students are going to take the ownership of their own learning and take it forward to the community is the key thing that we need to take it forward, or we are going to take it from here. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Very point you have mentioned that is changes will be constant. Like that ma'am has been said, and we have to follow some hierarchy, and madam also mentioned that what is the hierarchy we have to follow. And one more information here I would like to share in this forum, to fulfill the gap, particularly for skill development and skill related only we are talking, and similarly for that is empowering engineer empowering and empowerment of each and every self-empowerment also. So for that only we have Curator for the Feda and Delphi and Teva, and similarly for this Teva also. So all the participant who is joined here, and student and professor and academician, so you can come and you can join, you can interact with this the NGO and similarly for this other academician, that is particularly for agency, then you will get more benefit.
So again, talking about augmented reality, AI, these are all the millennium skills that we are talking about. I mean sustainability skills. But we have moved ahead. Times have moved ahead. We have to think about green skills. When we talk about green skills, which are going to be the rule of the world for another 10 decades from now, it's about sustainability skills. How you empower yourself and collaborating with opportunities. As I told you, create, collaborate, communicate, take it forward to the community such that you are among in the community. You don't stand alone. Being educated, this is what the education should really imbibe in students and imbibe in the future generation. So that's what is the thing. When we talk about green skills, again sustainability skills. Sustainability skills in the sense, first thing is that how to collaborate with people. Say for example, to put it in simple words, if they are doing a project-based learning, classroom learning happens within the 4 walls of the classroom, definitely they will be doing a project. When we go in for a project, every student should take the responsibility of go finding a sponsor for himself, because he is going to present his forward project and he should be proud enough, confident enough, competent enough to take it from the community with bold. And for finance, again, he cannot go back to his parents. He cannot become a burden of his parents. That's not what we are here for. So he has to go find his own finance with the financial literacy skills that again comes under the green skills. And such that this is what I mean by students taking the responsibility of their own learning, idealizing it, visualizing it, and living with it. That's what is the key thing that we need to work on. So if our future generation is going to think about those skills, it will definitely pay them good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing, that we are all talking about technology, artificial intelligence and all that, but perhaps we have to just think back a little bit that a lot of the education comes, what called the neuroscience. The education, if you look at our brain, which is the front part of the brain, just below behind the eyebrow, which is the prefrontal cortex, and backside, which is our limbic system. They have different functions, and we can actually develop these functions at a develop these capabilities of these particular parts of the brain at a much earlier stage in our life, instead of, and that is actually very much missing. I have an NGO in India. There's so many, we are talking about giving availability of education with the kids, but then they don't know anything. They go to class 10 and they don't know alphabets and all kind of things. One of the major things that is, I think, lacking is that in our educational system is that we are not, the brain should be developed to learn, and we are not doing this. We have to develop through different exercises, meditation, diet, all these things, and Montessori, you must have all heard of it. They're actually trying to develop the brain so that people can actually grasp whatever actually is being taught to them. And that is a much basic level that we have to go at. Of course, artificial intelligence, but if you are always talking about technology, this panel here, or whatever you are doing here, is not just about technology or teaching engineering. We are talking about basic education right from the very beginning all the way up. And we have to address those issues. Another thing I want to say about artificial intelligence is that what artificial intelligence actually facilitates is personalized learning for each student. Personalized learning based on the student's knowledge, his attitude, his aptitude, his experience, and at the end of it, artificial intelligence will actually give you a map that based on all these parameters and his prefrontal cortex and limbic system, what is the best path. Artificial intelligence actually give you a map. He should do this, then he will be successful. Don't look at artificial intelligence only in terms of having a lot of robotics and all that. It can actually give you a map that this particular student, based on all this historical data about him, he will be successful in this particular field. And they can give you, and you can train him on that basis. So I want to get back from this very hi-fi artificial intelligence and this, that is all fine, we are doing this. But we have to just, get back a little bit and see that where people in the bottom, means at a school level or at a growth level, at a college level, they can benefit from the artificial intelligence.
Thank you, sir. Very nice information you have shared. This will be useful for all the participants who is attending here.
Yeah, I agree with whatever our professors and doctors have mentioned. But when we are trying to say about the different teaching strategies, like even at the university level, we need to revise. We have to mention that sustainability is quite important as how the technology is important. So I make sure when we are setting, actually it's UK-based university, the assignments already set. But again, I make sure whatever I'm teaching them in machine learning and deep learning, I make sure that they should include one point of sustainability. Like for IoT, they are mentioning that like if an organization is there like an IKEA, and then how onto a real world based problem, okay, how they are going to implement what they have learned the technology so they can contribute it. So if they are sitting at home, they can operate their devices. So they can shut their TV devices or televisions and everything. So they make sure that like they should include that into an assignment to give them, like once they're including, I'll appreciate by giving the marks. And I make sure, it's a humble request to the education sector that try to include that one point in education so that we can bring that change. Such conferences can only be successful if we literally want to work on it. Okay, with this I'll not take much.
They're all professors. I'm a common man and it's fixed. 2 points, only 2 minutes I'll take. One is I come from a very humble background. I cannot pay fees when I do my engineering. I do work in the evenings, I paid my fees and I completed my engineering and today I'm here. So when you look for opportunity, yes, there are opportunities, people have that to help and we should help. And I'm doing something which I never publicized. I used to pay fees for 50 unknown students with merit background because I suffer. That is one thing I want to add. Many people are doing it, not me, many people are doing bigger than me. That helps a lot of developing into students, that is one thing. Regarding sustainability, I heard a lot about the, my common sense says, We are all spoiled. We cannot live without AC anymore. We cannot walk or go in Pulakat. So we need to find an alternative solutions for sustainability. Like bioprocess, going out of physiological process, we go for bioprocess. We use alternative sources of energy, and we should not charge our electric vehicle with diesel generator and thermal power generated electricity. So we are all spoiled. We cannot go back to, we cannot avoid air conditioning, we cannot avoid refrigeration, anything. So in education, innovation, the education institute should teach students to think about alternate sustainability ways. That will be the way forward. That's my humble submission. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. So, sir has mentioned one sir has mentioned the presentation, education sustainability. So now we are going to end this panel discussion. And before that, already we know that is important is creativity and innovation. So our panel member is mentioned directly, indirectly. So you can apply for the creativity and similarly for the innovation and actually for the meditation and etc. This is very important. Similarly, because our culture is like this, because we have to come back to nature. Then only possible to sustain it. That is the point you mentioned. I request Dr. Ponsar, please conclude your
I'm very happy to see every panelist speaking about sustainability. It is very correct. You mentioned sustainability should be part of the course. Any program universities are offering, there should be one subject, sustainability, education for sustainability. Whatever names you call it, environmental science or engineering, sustainable development, whatever it is, that should be there. Because today we are talking about wars between Russia and Ukraine, Palestine. Is a wars will come, they may go away, but climate change will be there with us for any years to come. Therefore, sustainability should be part of the course. And he rightly mentioned the professor by practice. Yes, that is very much important. The faculty members, they don't have industry experience. So we should have the industry interaction, industry institute interaction. University should have industry advisory board. Industry people should come and talk what's going on in the industries. Syllabus should be changed frequently. What is followed in 30 years before should not be followed now. There should be a change based on the current trends what is going on in the industries. And there are professional societies. The university should have professional society chapters. Institution of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, American Society of Mechanical Engineers, Engineers Australia. These kind of student branches should be there in the university campus. And the industry professionals should come and talk to students, frequent industry guest lectures, industry visits, industry internships, all these should happen. For example, our university, Curator University, 480 hours of exposure to professional engineering practice is mandatory for any graduates. That means it need not be internship, it can be internship also. Anything you attending a professional engineering talk, we count that. You engineering students attending a non-engineering internship, that also will count, then 50% or 25% weightage is given. Some voluntary jobs, selling a perfume in the supermarket, that also they learn something. So we give 25% credit for that. For example, 100 hours of selling perfumes, we calculate that as 25 hours. So at the end, they should have 480 hours before graduation. That's the requirement for Engineers Australia. So these kind of industry interactions are very much important. That's what I think.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So we are going to conclude for this our panel discussion first one. Sari has mentioned the education related everything. And as we know that very well about this other university like our UK and US and some other countries also. There is periodically we are connected for the board of study meeting to discuss about the curriculum and there is interact with these interested people like that also. But what we have that is received the output, we are not as expected level. So that's why we have to change our interactions with the industry, that is we have to improve, and similarly we have to improve other skills also. So each and every our panel member has mentioned clearly and very nice information we received, and we have our partition. I thank for all the panel members. Thank you, sir. Thank you for all. Thank you.